Hey everyone, you're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio, and thank you for joining in on Wattz Up, Summer 2025 Cafecito Edition. Today's episode is on Drip Collective, a coffee shop located in West Loop. We have a diverse cast of interviews covering topics like coffee, music, art, flowers, and how drip came to be.
Hi, I'm Abby, and I'm here with Ty Banks. And would you just mind sharing a bit more about yourself or the work you do here at Drip?
I am a co-owner and creative director of Drip Collective. So I come up with the curation of coffees that we have here, as well as our rotator and drink menu. And then just me, myself, born and raised Chicago, grew up in Uptown. Most of my career have been in hospitality, food and beverage. That's how I landed here.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, and just some quick icebreaker questions. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee? Yeah. I'm more of a coffee person myself. And what's the strangest ingredients you've mixed together in a drink?
Maybe black cardamom and pistachio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's not super common, but we had a drink with black cardamom, pistachio, and a rose water spritz.
That's a wide variety.
Yeah.
That sounds good though. What's do you have a hear me out drink, a drink people are iffy about but you love?
I don't know. I feel like people are a lot of things on our menu are maybe things that they're new to, and since I make the menu, I naturally love all of these drinks. So I just try to push people in a direction that, something that they're used to that may open up their palate a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. And is there one that you recommend over and over again?
Usually our signature beverages. So the banana milk is super popular. I always recommend that to people. We also make a house ube syrup and a house pandan vanilla. And so those are all staple drinks that I like to put out there.
Yeah, I might have to try that one out later. So some questions about how you got into this field. What was your entry point? Did you see yourself being a creative director at a coffee place? How did you get in here?
I've been in the industry. I've been in the coffee industry specifically for the past 10 years. So I feel like it was kind of a natural progression for me, and I was stepping into these newer roles just because it was something I was passionate about. So I think overall my passion led me to this direction.
Yeah, that's good. Following your passions lead, you end up in the right places.
Yeah.
And so I read this article online that highlighted some of your drinks. There was an uva coconut horchata.
Oh yeah.
And so I just wanted to know more about your inspiration for your drinks and what's the creative process is for creating these.
I think that most things that we create come from a nostalgic place. So it's things that you're already familiar with and things that you may have had in your childhood, but it's our own twist that we add to it.
Yeah.
So it's mixing ingredients that are very popular in different cultures and kind of bringing them all to common meeting ground.
And that's awesome. You guys take a bunch of different cultures, ask little ingredients from cultures and put them into your drinks. And so actually this kind of leads into a question I had. How do you balance familiarity with kind of innovation, and draw people in to try out these new drinks? How do you balance those two?
That's a really good question. I think, so this is my thought process. It's most people are visual eaters. And so it's you can see something and before you even try it, you're kind of you're wanting this thing, And so I think that, us highlighting our drinks in, good lighting and, having really good pictures around it really is the driving force for people to kind of explore a little bit more. But then too, it's we know our drinks the best. So, and how we deal with each guest is like very it's like everybody's taken care of individually. So we make ourselves available to like answer any questions, and then that's when you kind of get that reference point of like what this new ingredient may taste like. And I think that's important for people. It invites everybody in, and like, you know, most people come here wanting to try something new anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, the more you communicate with the guests and actually like take people in, the more that they're open to exploring.
Yeah, so this communication's like essential then to like make people try.
Yeah, and it's like making people feel like, you know, they're, you know, at your apartment. Like how I look at it is like we're just hosting people at our house every day, you know, and so you just treat people with respect and hospitality.
Yeah, that's awesome. And this is kind of like more of like an observation in general about the coffee scene in Chicago. A lot of the coffee shops here are still predominantly white, you know? And so there's this lack of diversity that we saw. And I love that Drip is trying to bring in, you know, all these cultures into the coffee scene. How did you realize that there was, you personally, how did you realize there was a need for this representation in the city?
So like Drip Collective, the organization started about 6-7 years ago. And so that was at a time where I was like a little newer to the specialty coffee scene, but I was also one of very few brown people like working in specialty coffee shops and practicing latte art and also competing nationwide. So when I, you know, starting Drip Collective was kind of like my way to bring more black and brown people into the specialty coffee network and just like kind of have something that feels familiar. Like our whole thing is always like, you know, you can come and like throw down, which is like a latte art competition, or you could just come and spectate and relax and like kind of meet people in your same industry that also look like you. And so as like Drip Collective like developed from organization to brick and mortar, you know, I kind of knew that we would bring in a predominantly brown crowd because it's all things that are exciting to us and things that we want to be a part of happening here. And a lot of coffee shops, I mean, are like a lot of places in general are just the same. Like, you know, people have money, they're able to open up, you know, things and, you know, think that they're gonna get like $1 million from it, you know, but it's like, it's just a copy and paste and it's not like an original idea. This is a space that's like uniquely like us. It's like our first thought of like having a cafe was like having these different elements, and then the more we collaborate with people and the more people we bring into it, like just adds and builds on to what's happening.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely essential because if we don't support our own communities, like no one else is going to do it for us, you know? So we have to be the ones to take that initiative. So I think Drip's doing like an amazing job at that.
Thank you.
And so here in the West, we're talking here specifically in the West Loop, what role do you think Drip plays into like the creative scene, just the scene here in the West Loop in general?
I feel like Drip in the West Loop truly is the meaning of a third space. It's a space that you can come and kind of just be as imaginative or as a part of the space as you want. Like after you get your cup of coffee, you're kind of like free to do whatever, you know? And a lot of places in the West Loop is like very like bar, restaurant heavy. You're spending like $100 just to like go somewhere, you know, and like you want to be a part of the environment, but you know, this is a way to be like a part of what's going on here and connect with like the different artists and different things in the neighborhood without having to kind of contribute to, you know, the big restaurant groups and, you know, $100 meals and stuff like that. You know?
No one's trying to drop like 500.
No, exactly.
Dinner,
Now listen, if you come in here and get $500 worth of coffee, that's on you.
Right,
you know, but you know that it's room to win. It's wiggle room.
Yeah, exactly. And like, there's such a lack of third spaces in general in our city. I feel like even like parks at times, you know, there's like, you know, there's not enough to like get us engaged with these places overall. And so like, maybe just where do you see Drip evolving in the future, creatively, as a business, you know, in general? Like, how do you see it evolving?
I definitely see Drip more as like It's just, I feel like it's like much more than a coffee shop, and I feel like we're really establishing ourselves as a like Chicago staple brand. I mean, it's so funny. I haven't really talked to anybody else about this, but I honestly see Drip turning into something more of a creative house, or like a creative network that like we house a bunch of different like mediums. Like coffee is a creative skill, but there's also photographers, videographers, DJs, and I just kind of see us being like a platform and like just a network of all different kinds of people, and really like help amplify our people in Chicago.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, because I feel like you guys are also being very like accessible with it, because there is creative spaces, but then it's places like Soho House, you know, where you have like exclusive membership and it's only like certain type of people.
Yeah, this is definitely like you come in here on any random day, it's just like people are free here, so it's just like you don't know who's coming in, and like everybody just into their own thing, and I don't know, it kind of like you don't have to have like a $2,000 membership to kind of be a part of a space with creatives and different artists,
Because that's crazy, like having to pay these like immense amounts of money to just do what you gotta do.
I mean, everybody has their hustle for sure, but
exactly.
It's just a different game.
Exactly. Oh, well, that's all the questions I have. It was
such
a pleasure
to meet you. Yeah, so good to meet you. Thanks for everything.